Fear is a hard thing to deal with. I feel it quite strongly. If I think something is important enough, I'll make myself do it in spite of fear. But it can really sap the will. I hate fear. I wish I had it less. No, I don't ever give up. I would have to be dead or completely incapacitated. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. I think you should always be seeking negative feedback. My mentality is that of a samurai. I would rather commit seppuku than fail. If humanity doesn't land on Mars in my lifetime, I would be very disappointed. When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. They need to be better. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. Being an entrepreneur is like eating glass and staring into the abyss of death. You want to be extra rigorous about making the best possible thing you can. Find everything that's wrong with it and fix it. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. Don't be afraid of new arenas. And we need things in life that are exciting and inspiring. It can't just be about solving some awful problem. There have to be reasons to get up in the morning. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. I think that's an important thing to do, to really pay attention to negative feedback and solicit it, particularly from friends. This may sound like simple advice, but hardly anyone does that, and it's incredibly helpful. When people really understand it's done or die if we work hard and pull through, it's going to be a great outcome. People will give it everything they've got. I hate writing about personal stuff. I don't have a Facebook page. I don't use my Twitter account. I am familiar with both, but I don't use them. There's a tremendous bias against taking risks. Everyone is trying to optimize their ass covering. As a child, I would just question things. We need to figure out how to have the things we love and not destroy the world. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. I don't spend my time pontificating about high-concept things. I spend my time solving engineering and manufacturing problems. I've actually not read any books on time management. I wouldn't say I have a lack of fear. In fact, I'd like my fear emotion to be less because it's very distracting and fries my nervous system. Starting and growing a business is as much about the innovation, drive, and determination of the people who do it as it is about the product they sell. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. Actively seek out and listen carefully to negative feedback. Weighing too much on someone's talent and not someone's personality. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. I just want to retire before I go senile, because if I don't retire before I go senile, then I'll do more damage than good at that point. The idea of lying on a beach as my main thing just sounds like the worst. It sounds horrible to me. I would go bonkers. I would have to be on serious drugs. I'd be super duper bored. I like high intensity. I think most of the important stuff on the internet has been built. there will be continued innovation, for sure, but the great problems of the internet have essentially been solved. I don't think it's a good idea to plan to sell a company. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But a brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. I think there are too many smart people pursuing internet stuff, finance, and law. That is part of the reason why we haven't seen as much innovation. When you struggle with a problem, that's when you understand it. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. Many things are improbable, only a few are impossible. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is a disaster. I would like to die on Mars, just not on impact. I could either watch it happen or be a part of it. For me, it was never about money, but solving problems for the future of humanity. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. Life is too short for long-term grudges. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. Constantly seek criticism. A well-thought-out critique of what you're doing is as valuable as gold. What I'm trying to do is to maximize the probability of the future being better. Most people can learn a lot more than they think they can. They sell themselves short without trying. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. My motivation for all my companies has been to be involved in something that I thought would have a significant impact on the world. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. You want to do things you're passionate about but also are useful to other people. Any product that needs a manual to work is broken. You want to have a future where you're expecting things to be better, not one where you're expecting things to be worse. If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is a failure. For my part, I will never give up, and I mean never. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working.